Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 259 for the 31st of January, 2024. My name is Fraser. I am joined on my left by Dave. He's doing the waving thing again.
Hello.
Dave, this is an audio podcast.
Hello.
Oh my God, it's going to be a day.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that my headset wasn't like quite in front of my my mouth. I was like, "Hello," and nobody heard it. I was like,
No,
oh,
we
fuck.
didn't hear it. No, I didn't
No.
pick it up. We're going to have trouble with you tonight, aren't we?
No, he is a trouble this one.
And on my left, or is it right? I've forgotten now.
I
Neil.
don't know. Hello.
Hello.
I'm in good best behaviour.
You're on your best behaviour?
Well, you know, that's bad though, generally.
It's all good. Anyway, good to see you, gents. Happy Friday.
Yes.
We made it.
Yes.
Oh, and I got a tea delivered. Thank you very much.
Nice.
I don't get my dinner delivered.
Special guest appearance on the pod there.
Yeah.
Yes. Somehow I'm still married. God knows how.
A small portion of Fraser's wife appeared on the podcast briefly.
Well, it's good to see everyone. Good to be here for another Friday night. I mean, no, this is the most difficult part of the show. It's like, how do I fill this space between saying hello and the football? I mean, that's what it is, basically, isn't it? Without treading on the toes of the other sections about what we've been doing, right? That's why
Pretty
health
much.
is so good. The health section. We should have the new health section
Health?
at the start.
Health.
Is that the jingle? Just health.
Well, if you don't
Just
listen to
health.
Veteran Gamers, do you? Dave doesn't listen to other podcasts.
Oh, speaking of other podcasts, I did listen to Paul's Pile of Shame podcast. Did you guys get around to listening to that?
I did. But
I'm putting him on the spot, Paul. Watch this. Oh, Neil says he did.
I
so-
think I only
No, I
listened to the
didn't.
first half an hour or so.
Yeah, I did. Look, hey, I'm going to tell you something. Right?
Let's have a look for
Oh.
Amazon Music now.
Sounds like a natural podcaster
He
to me.
does, doesn't he? Could be.
Yeah, not too shabby, eh?
Get in the reserve seat.
Yeah, no, getting you noticed, eh? We're just writing you down
I'd
here in
like
the
better up my game, I think.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Right, I'm sitting up. I'm paying attention now.
He's
Surprising
definitely
now.
not doing his FPL team on anymore.
Amongst other things. That's right, Davy boy. The sword of Damocles dangles above thy head. No, it was good. It was good to listen, Paul. You definitely, you're a natural. I'm very impressed. It was good. Well, I'm assuming this was sort of one of your earlier forays into podcasting, unless you've been doing it before. It does sound like you probably podcasted before, but yeah, it was good to listen to. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that on my rotation. I didn't see if there was a new episode came in the last day or two, but and I think I'll give a shout out to Andy Cox actually because he put me onto some other podcasts as well. So I've been listening to those. Football ones, which is great. So yeah, thanks.
Oh, you were on the Euro leagues.
Yeah, it was the commentators.
Oh, the commentators. That's the BBC ones.
Yeah, although I was listening to it, and then suddenly they started talking about matches, which I'm sure had happened about 2 months ago. So it was a bit behind. I don't know whether it's that a weekly. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't find it in a normal RSS feed. So I'm not going to figure that out.
Where are you getting
Anyway,
it from? Then? BBC.
That one I just listened to on the BBC website.
Oh, can you get that over there?
Yes. If it's BBC produced content, generally I can,
Well, you
like
are
they're
one of
sort
the
of-
old former colonies, so
yeah, God knows for how long. Yeah, most of the time, yeah, a lot of the stuff we can get sort of like BBC in-house produced sort of like podcasts and stuff like that are not a problem. News shows or whatever. It's probably the stuff that's going to get, BBC stuff that's made and sold to networks. That's the stuff that gets blocked, right?
well, that's how we get that on BBC, don't we? They don't make stuff. Well, you don't have a BBC TV channel, obviously.
No.
Yeah, BBC Worldwide.
I'm not sure. There might be a
But
BBC.
that's just like a
Worldwide
news
or
channel,
BBC.
basically.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't really get sort of basic cable or any of the channels, so I can't really. I'm not too sure.
Well, Paul's in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He says it was his first ever podcast, and he's happy to help out any time.
Yeah, there you go. Email you after the show, Paul. Okay.
And also, they recorded on Sunday, so there'll be a new episode soon. There's.
Perfect. All right, great stuff.
Cool.
Good.
Also,
Good.
just before we move on,
I can listen to this on Amazon Music.
Oh, I don't
but
use
it's
Amazon
obviously
Music.
not there. Is it on just on Spotify?
I
Is that
use
where you-
Overcast podcast app. Is what
Yeah, I
I use.
use.
So it's all on iTunes, whatever it's called
Right.
nowadays.
I use Downcast, which is an app on my phone and my iPad.
They're all just
So I
linked to
just-
like Apple
the
Podcasts
feeds,
usually.
right? Yeah.
But yeah, Mint
Right.
Safe's also in the chat. He says, "Yo, Seals, how are you guys?" Question mark. It's Friday. With the beers.
Yeah, not
the
too
beers
bad.
emoji.
Not too bad. Glad we're at the end of the week.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to some football then to keep the show moving along.
I'm pouring. I'm about to pour a beer.
I know. I said it because I
You
just saw
fucking
that you're
did
about
that.
to pour a
Just
beer.
just to annoy me. Right, we've got. You never guess who's top. It's Mr.
Is it?
Kindred. And in fact, the top 9 places did not change last week, despite
Oh.
there being a little bit of a disparity in the scoring. Not too much. The top 9. Well, a few of the top 9 were below average. I think the average was 59, which is what I got. And then, yeah, so there was quite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the top 9 were under average scores last week, which is good for the rest of us wanting to catch up. Elusive Man, was it? Still, he's doing okay, got 1 point above average, and Sam Hotley, Pilch's mate, also beat the average. And then Mobaway was the riser. The first one of the green arrow in the league. He got 78 last
Nice.
week.
Yeah.
He had Cody Gakpo.
Yeah. Kicking myself because I thought about bringing him in. It's always the way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
One of the ones that got away. Been quite a few of them this year, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Every week.
Yeah. And yeah, Matt Arnold, who did all right, 73. I think he beat you in the head-to-head. You did all right, actually. You got 70 points.
Mate, I thought I actually might have been in with a shout on the head-to-head, and then Arnie just clipped me.
So yeah, lucky for you, Dave lost as well in the head-to-head. We'll get to that in a minute. So
That is
yeah,
amazing. You just put that. You brought that because of the way that you were.
it looked like I just put it on the bar.
It just looked like it just disappeared. It was amazing. It was like a magician.
I just dropped it. Anyway, top scorer was Phil Taylor. Was it 86?
Phil the Power Taylor.
Yeah, so he had the power last week. 68. Oh no, this is what I'm talking about. 86, not 68. Yeah, so there's a couple of in the 80s. Mark Allport and Phil Taylor and Tim Kelly. Did he play his wild card? I feel like he might have played his wild card last week. Can't remember.
Tim Kelly.
Someone played it recently.
No, Tim Kelly.
No, actually, no.
didn't.
I remember no one played a chip last week, but Luciano took a -4 point hit. Bad week to do that, wasn't it?
Did it work out for him?
No, because he got a net gain of 49, which is 10 points below average, obviously. So there would have been a bit of a red arrows, sea of red arrows on his FPL page, I imagine. Apart from this one, because he's grey. But things are happening in the FPL this week because we've got a double game week, the first of the season. Everton and Liverpool playing twice. Although they say they're playing twice in a game week, which makes you think they're usually in the same week. But because of the way things are, they play this weekend. Then in the middle of this next week, we have Liverpool playing Spurs in the EFL Cup semi-final, and Newcastle play Arsenal, which is obviously irrelevant to us, and well, in terms of points. And then the next weekend, it's the FA Cup. So yet again, no more points for FPL. And then the second game of the game week that they're playing is not until a week on Wednesday. So it's like 10 or 11 days between their games in the same game week. So
what are we going to do, Neil?
it could be completely different. They probably could have signed some players, Everton maybe, got rid of some players in between because the transfer window shuts on Monday. So there could be a few more incomings and outgoings yet this weekend.
Oh God! Okay, right. So you could just have like people in your team that
And they just go
not actually.
like John Duran's fucked off to Saudi today from Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He's only like 22 or something, and he's gone to Saudi.
Yeah, they said it was in. I was listening to that. It was really interesting on the Football Daily. I don't know. Did you
Football
listen to it?
Daily. I was listening to. I don't
The
know.
one?
Is that the BBC one? No, I wasn't listening to
No,
Football
sorry, the
Daily. I
one
was
with
listening to
Jimbo.
Totally Football. Yeah.
Yeah, Totally Football, where where I can't remember. I don't know the guy's name who was talking about it, but it was really interesting the way the guy they had on who was talking about it, saying, Watkins is in his way. Is he 31 or something like that? Why would you want to hold on to Watkins if you could sell him now? Why wouldn't you keep Durant?
You're not going to get any more. I think the key point was Ollie Watkins is at peak value as far as Aston Villa are concerned. He's only going to go down in value, but sellable value.
Yeah. Plus Durant, he's young or whatever. And
Got huge
he's
potential.
Good. But he made the good point, whereas like they just don't. He's what do they call him? An unknown quantity.
I think he's a bit of a wild card.
A bit of a wild card, yeah. Whereas at least
apparently he's left. I saw a little headline saying he upsets the staff and stuff like that. And I think maybe he's a bit of a knob behind the scenes.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
And he's not good for maybe team morale and all that sort of shit. So, and Ollie Watkins, he's just a lovely boy, isn't he? He just seems like such a lovely boy. If your daughter came home with Ollie Watkins, you'd be like, I think you've done all right here, love. He's worth a fucking shitload of money and he seems really nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting stuff.
What was I going to move on to? Oh, yes. And also this weekend, the assistant manager chip becomes available.
Yes.
Which is new. No one's had this before.
I was going to play it, but then I realized you can't play it as well as another chip. So
this is true. Also, another double game week is announced potentially. By the way,
yeah. Here's a question for you: if you play the assistant manager chip, it's active for 3 weeks. Are your other chips locked out for the 3 weeks that they? Okay, good to know.
So it requires a little bit of planning.
Yeah.
Which Dave doesn't appear to be very good at.
Just tell me when to press it. And not now, because I've already done my wild card. So
you can't do it this week because he's on a wild card. But yeah, there's two options really this week if you want to take advantage of the double game weeks. David Moyes of Everton. Potential here for huge pluses if they beat Liverpool or draw with Liverpool even. They get a fucking load of points. Especially if it's like 1-0. Or maybe if they won 3-0 against Liverpool, it would be worth fucking loads of points to David Moyes. Because you get points for goals, points for clean sheets, and points for beating a team. Well, points for winning, and then points for beating a team more than 5 places ahead of you in the actual league. So it would be worth like about 30 points if they won 3-0. Probably more than that, I don't know. It'd be loads. But on a slot,
so
obviously...
you might want to play it against on teams that have got like difficult matches, because if they do well during that time, then you get more points. Okay,
that is I think that's the way to play it, because if you play the safe option, like for example, if the chip was active last week, David Moyes, they won 1-0 against Brighton, he would have scored 19 points last week. On a slot of Liverpool, what did they do last week? They win 1-0. He got 9 points, so it was like a 10-point swing towards David Moyes for that 1 week. But if they lose, obviously you probably don't get any points. But you can't lose. Like they could get absolutely battered, like Forest did last week, for example. So if you had Nuno last week, probably still would have got Lou a point. So I don't know, or maybe just a 0. But he wouldn't have got like -3 because they got battered.
Who is that? Who got battered, Neil?
Forest. Don't know if you noticed.
What was the score?
It was 5-0.
Neil?
You can say that again because it cut out for me. I don't know. You can
5-0.
That's better.
I'm just looking at Dango.
Yeah. Oh, shut up. That's my one. It's my fucking sneaky little chance where you just gobbed it out now.
Who's Dango?
Dango Ouattara at Bournemouth. He's been playing up front. He's a midfielder.
Yeah.
He scored a hat-trick last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know they're going to get the shit kicked out of them by Liverpool, right?
I don't think so. I think that could be like a 2-3 or a 3-4 or something insane. Or it could just be 0-0. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's got potential for some goals, for sure. They both like to... Well, Liverpool are not the chaos team they were under Klopp, but they have a bit more control of games. They're better in possession than they were. Well, they actually have some possession now, whereas under Klopp they would just give the ball away basically and try and nick it back. But yeah, so things are interesting, potentially things, or annoying things, depending on how you'd like us to look at it, happening in FPL over the next, well, for the rest of the season, because you don't have to play the chip now. Assistant managers there,
No.
last 3 weeks. Once you play it, once it's active, you can use a transfer once you've initially chosen a manager. You can use a transfer to move it to a different manager during those 3 weeks, or take a 4-point hit if you want to if you have run out of transfer. So you can play it for David Moyes for the first week, move it to, I don't know, someone shit like Nuno Espirito Santo for the following week. And then change it to someone.
It was his birthday the other day, wasn't
it? Yeah, the day they got absolutely splattered.
They got spanked? What was it, 5-0 or something?
It's something like that. Someone scored a hat trick. I don't know. They definitely didn't score any goals. I know that.
And they all started losing their shit again. Normal service resuming.
Who's that? Andy Cox says in the chat. Sorry, did you mention something about Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, they got battered 5-0.
Yeah, it's a shame it happened after I'd put Forest players in my FPL team. I've been holding out, and then I put them in, and they got fucking spanked last week.
My wife was in hysterics watching me watch it.
We were just loving it.
Oh man!
There we go.
I'm looking at the table here. I'm catching up on you, Davy boy.
I know.
Well, no, you didn't actually move positions. That's because David got closer to you.
Yeah. I'm 25 points off Dave, and I got 25 points more than him in the game week. So it can be done. I'm coming for you.
You could, if you tried really hard, you could get to maybe like 20th.
You told me that I could get to mid-table. You promised me.
That's a jump. That's a big jump.
Yeah, I know it is. That's what I was trying to tell you. It's not going to happen, I don't think, but I'm working on it.
If everyone got 0 points for the next few weeks, you'd definitely make some moves.
Why don't you shed some light in my life and tell me how we're doing in the head-to-head league?
I could hoof out a load of players out of the league if you wanted, if you pay me some money, and then all the ones ahead of you.
I still think we should hoof out Suleiman.
And Sam, since we never hear who they are or whatever.
I think we have to there has to be a point where it's like, we need some sort of contact, right? Do these people listen? Because we can't have this league of just lurkers. It's not fair.
No, we know everyone else. It's only those two, isn't it? They've been there a little while though. They all troubled the top for a bit, but they never actually won it. But if they're in danger of winning, they definitely have to go.
Yeah, they got to get hoofed.
Speaking of the head-to-head, let's have a look. It's Mr. Kinsey at top, but he did lose.
Kinsey.
He lost last week, so it's only 3 points a gap at the top. Luch and Lou both won their games. So who the hell was Luciano playing? They must have been really bad. And then Elusive Man rises up to 4th place.
Who was it?
Displacing Lewis.
That was Chipper.
Oh, nice. I went down a place because I was playing my boy last week, and he had a really good score, annoyingly.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he didn't lord that over you.
Not at all, I can assure you. He kept it really quiet.
Sounds like Adam.
Yeah. So gotten a bit closer at the top of the league. You never know. Maybe Kinsey's like slipping a bit.
Kinsey.
But yeah, obviously.
Oh my God.
Who have you got this week?
Oh, it's not even that. I'm just looking at Oh my God.
Should we show everybody else where you are?
I'm 8 points off the bottom. I'm coming for you, Dave.
You're not though, because you still lost last week.
I'm not. I'm in deep shit in this one. Unreal. I'm getting relegated.
It's a good job we're in an American style league here where there's no promotion or relegation.
I'm going to get sold.
Move the franchise. You need to move to USA. Apparently they're all doing really well. So
it's 25% tariff.
Is that all?
Yeah, is that all?
Yeah. I'm sure that'll work out well for them, obviously. Anyway.
Anywho.
Enough football.
Let's not get too political on there, but yeah.
We don't ever do that.
No.
Yes. We just like to talk about teams getting smashed in the Premier League. Can't remember who it was now. Can you remember? Playing red.
Smashed 5-0.
Playing red. Gary Baldies or something.
You have to be very careful before we go out and Chelsea gets spanked 6-0 by somebody.
I don't have to be careful. We're going to get spanked anyway. It doesn't matter. I've given up on Luton this year. They're fucking awful. We'll probably get relegated again. Although we've signed loads of players. All that Premier League
Did you
money.
sign one of your old players or something?
We signed one of our old players back. Only on loan, though, I believe, till the end of the season from Bristol City. And we've got someone in from Exeter City.
The heights of Exeter.
Yeah. He's like scored 9 goals for them in League 2 or whatever. This year.
9 goals.
We've signed a Forest winger on loan till the end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not one that you've ever heard of because he clearly hasn't been playing obviously this season. He must have been one that's been hanging around for a while. I don't know. Josh Bowler.
Maybe he was playing last weekend.
Maybe they got rid after last week. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. We'll see how they get on. So there's one guy who looks quite exciting. He's the new Haaland.
Right.
Because he's from Norway, but I don't think he's as good as Haaland.
No?
No, probably not. He was playing at Wickham, so I doubt
it. You do surprise me. What a catch.
Yeah, well, you never know. Maybe he'll turn out to be top scorer in the Championship and we'll actually make the playoffs. That'll be a big turnaround. But that ain't happening.
What position are you guys in now?
We are second from bottom. 23rd in the league. But if you win a game, you could go up like 3 places.
Bonza. All right. Any more football?
That's enough.
All right. Let's move on then to listener stuff. First off, we have Mint Safe, who says, apparently, excuse me. Excuse me. Apparently, Halo and Forza are coming to PS5! This is good news for me, having only a PS5. Any predictions on other Xbox games coming to Sony? Gears of War? ?
I had a prediction last week. Basically all of them. By Game Pass.
I don't think that's going to happen, is it?
I don't know.
No, Sony would never let that happen. It's not going to happen.
What if they get a cut of Game Pass money?
There is no Game Pass money.
If they charge a $5 extra on the PlayStation for Game Pass, and they take that extra $5.
I can't see it happening, in all honesty. I mean, why on earth would Sony want to put... They'd have to have caveats in there, like you can't have any games coming in that...
They were doing another thing that's also in PS Plus, obviously.
All the in-game, all the in-game currency funnels through PS Plus rather than...
This sounds horrendously messy.
That was my prediction. Well, among other platforms, not just PlayStation. There you go. I think pretty much everything's on the table, apart from Starfield. I don't know why they want to fucking keep
It'll end up there, honestly. They're done. Xbox is done in the console space, so...
Well, you might want to move on to Paul's question before you do another one. Excuse me. As it's related.
Yeah, I mean, I just think slowly over time, you're just going to get all the Xbox exclusives are just going to...
They ain't going to be exclusive.
They're not going to be exclusive. They're going to be played where they can be played, and the PlayStation is another platform where they can be played.
I think they're just taking a massive kicking on the AI. Then they're going to try and make some money somewhere, aren't they, Microsoft?
Yeah, Xbox is not going to be a console space anymore. They're going to be a game delivery service, right? That's what I think.
That was
how is that game?
Did you say that was your prediction for this year? That they literally just binned it out this year. Was that your prediction? It's at the bottom of the show notes.
I can't remember. Too far. I can't be bothered to scroll down. I don't know. It's all going to be very interesting.
Third-party consoles this year.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation ones.
We'll see. Any other Xbox games coming to Sony? Like, any specifics we want to just list off there for Mint Safe, just to make them feel better? Or happier?
Well, it's Forza Horizon that's going to PlayStation 5. That's announced and definitely happening.
Is it?
Yeah, you can wishlist it on the PlayStation Store. That's definitely happening. I'm not sure Forza Motorsport will go, because that's too similar to Gran Turismo, which is like a prestige PlayStation title. But what else?
Maybe. I mean, it may be a case where they just go, it's not really worth us releasing something like Forza. When was the last Forza? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Maybe. It's not that long. 2 or 3. Must be a new Horizon on the way.
It'd be a little while ago, anyway.
Maybe they
Horizon
just put the
5's
whole
that was before Motorsport. Horizon 5 was before Motorsport.
Maybe
but Horizon,
the 360 catalog, just the whole 360 catalog.
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
would be
it's too
cool.
much effort. Most of those are on PlayStation 3, apart from the Xbox stuff, obviously.
Gears of War. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like
I think Gears of
think
War's got potential to go over. for
that
sure.
that would be neat, I guess. But the thing I have, my argument against that is that there's a lot of cost and
Yeah.
expense, time involved in doing that. And who is it really? Who really
Maybe
is
they
going to?
could just give you access to their games via a streaming service that you paid a monthly fee for.
It's Gameception, isn't it? I like it. Well done, Neil. Well played. Nezzy has sent us.
Hang on, do Paul's first, then come back to Nizzy.
Where's
underneath-
Paul's?
it's
Oh,
underneath
Paul
Nezzy.
down below. Oh, sorry, Paul.
it's
Yes,
very
there you
much
go.
related.
Paul, the podcaster extraordinaire, says Microsoft appear to be going fully cross-platform with Forza currently showing in the PlayStation Store. Will there even be another Xbox, or will it soon become better known as the Microsoft Xbox? EX.
It doesn't work when I've said out
It
loud.
works
does
better,
it?
works better in
Swearing down.
print. You didn't think that one through, did you, super podcaster? Made me look stupid.
Oh, that's not hard.
No. Yeah, well, we've sort of answered that anyway, haven't
Well,
we?
yeah, I thought I was like, yeah.
Mm.
But you're convinced they're out of consoles, but they're still saying I saw a graphic that I reckon there's going to be a handheld apparently.
I'm not sure, but I think I heard a little bird say they are working on something modular. I can't remember.
What,
if
like a
that's what I
Switch,
heard,
an
or-
Xbox Switch.
Yeah, or something that can be
I think
upgraded
that
and
could
changed.
well be the next.
Right.
The next Xbox could be like something like the Switch, a combo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard people throw stuff around all over the place, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the whole games market is nothing like it was. It's just, we had this discussion.
Well,
Did
they
we
don't
talk about this
even
the
they
other
don't know
time?
what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
Nobody
Let's be
knows what
honest.
they're fucking doing, and then you have all these big, the big games guys don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do because they're all trying to chase the Fortnite money, and yet, it
Well, you were
costs
saying
so
about
much.
tariffs earlier. Like tariffs are going to completely fucking skewer any sort of games console hardware, surely. Because all of a sudden it's
Right.
20% more than it was before. They're not even fucking cheap now, are they?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Because none of them
Yeah,
are going to
well,
get made in the States, are they? They can make some of it in Mexico apparently, but they're not excluded from tariffs. Obviously, they don't
No,
like
they're
Mexico,
not.
do they?
No.
They're too close.
Yeah. Anyway, we better not talk about that. I can feel my blood rising. Okay. So
we
that
can move on to our new recruit. Another new
Yes.
recruit in a different manner.
Nezzy, who is joining the Hunt Showdown brethren. I didn't play with him this week. You guys had some games.
We had a
didn't you?
game. We've only played with him one night. We had a good session, good long session for a while. Me, Matt, and Nezzy were playing for quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was good. Don't want to let him
Good.
play with Matt too often, though. We want to pick up bad
Why?
habits.
Oh, yeah. We'll teach him the ways.
He was telling them about his 6-star days, though. It depends what becomes appealing. It's like, well, when you were 6 stars, you were just like trapping everything and not actually like. You were telling him all about hiding in bushes.
Did he make
and
it to
stuff.
6-star?
Oh, I don't know if he got to 6 stars, but he was up there.
I don't think he made it to 6. I don't think he made it to 5, but I don't know.
Yeah. But then if you get in a scrap, you're fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. Nezzy says, questions, discussions for you guys. How do you make time to play games? How do you find balancing work, children, and wives with gaming? How do your partners feel about your gaming time? Has it ever been an issue? Is it easier now your children are a bit older? I feel between work and family responsibilities, I get an hour or so on a weeknight and maybe one night on the weekend.
Wow.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
I think it's all about just doing the bare minimum in every other regard of your life and making most time for games.
Yeah, forgo sleep. Yeah, and basically.
You upset your
Now
wife
I'm
enough.
working-
She want to sit and watch something on her own anyway. You can just go and that's your gaming time.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It's definitely easier when the kids are like pretty much adults.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
don't have to look after them for like every single hour of the day.
Yeah. like encourage the missus to all the kids, or like have like a family movie night, or like get into Doctor Who or something on a weekend. Like
Something that you're like, I don't like this.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I know I got married late. I didn't get married until I was in my 30s, and but when my wife married me, I was
Set in your ways.
drinking and smoking, drinking like a fish, smoking like an idiot, partying like a twat, playing loads of video games. She knew what she was getting into, and bless her soul, I think she was very forgiving for that hobby, and let me get away with a little bit of murder, I think. But she also could see that it's definitely important to me, and it still
gives
is.
you moments of joy, like the other morning.
Yeah,
you felt like you were gonna fucking.
I was gonna fucking yeah.
I felt like I'd been told off by my dad.
Yeah, maybe we'll come to that later.
I'm sure that'll come up.
But my gaming habits are changing anyway. I find like I'm so busy now with work that I'm sort of paring back the gaming more than I ever have before.
Right.
I certainly do try not to play games when I'm not in the right frame of mind for it.
How's that working out?
Not that great for you. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, right? You just gotta, like, I suppose, like they say, everything in moderation.
I don't really do anything other than play games. That's a hobby. I don't go out to the gym. I don't do anything else. So it's either this or I'm with them. So
yeah. I have changed the types of games. I find it very difficult to play games with people at the moment because like if somebody needs me, I need to go, and I feel like I'm ditching like you guys, or I'm letting the side down. So I'm playing a lot more single player games, or games that I can just pause. So yeah, that I find that's helped with me. Balance my home and hobby. So yeah, that's one change I know I've done recently, because yeah, it's
a little bit more, a bit more adaptive, isn't it? Right? You can just play, put down and play when you need to. Just turn up, switch it on, play, switch off when you need to.
Exactly.
I mean, when I play Hunt, which is regularly, or whatever it used to be, PUBG or whatever. I mean, these sessions now have been going on for a decade. Almost a regular decade. It's blocks of time, right? I basically have to say to my wife, I'm going downstairs, right? And I'll be down there for an hour, or make sure that, because I can't be in the middle of a game. It's exactly like you say, Dave, right?
Yeah.
So it is almost, there's a bit of scheduling there.
Yeah.
It has to be an emergency if you're going to interrupt me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, I don't even know if I suppose it does get easier as the children get older, but I mean, I
depends what they do.
And when they were,
if you're still having to run kids around, like my boy plays football. My wife takes him to football on a Saturday when I'm sleeping, after being up all night Friday night playing video games, usually, or listening to fucking some bollocks. But yeah, like the kids get older, you play games with them, maybe. I don't know. Fraser's spider sense is tingling, apparently.
Yeah, no, I'm very sensitive to outside noises. I could hear something going on. I didn't know what it was. I just realized it's my wife. She's drying her hair. Don't normally hear that at this time. But she's off to a concert.
Where's she going?
David Gray.
Oh, bloody hell, with him with a wobbly head.
I have no idea if he has a wobbly head.
I'm sure he was a David Gray.
He's quite the crooner. She's looking forward to that. So
he must be getting on a bit nowadays, like the rest of us.
We're all getting on a bit.
That's exactly. She has a lovely time.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
British singer-songwriter.
Yep.
Has a wobbly head.
Has a.
Nezzy, not sure we answered your question well there, but we tried to answer it as best we could. Thank you very much.
Which is it's a standard, not very well.
Pretty much what. Yeah, that's right.
No,
let's move.
I don't know about how my partners feel about my gaming time. My partner, even. I just read what was on the screen. I was like, obviously, I haven't got more than one. But, so yeah, it's never really. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has come up. I'm usually got my headphones on with
I
noise
wouldn't
cancelling on.
say. Yeah, I'm not going to be so naive to say it's never been an issue. Like I think there was certainly some period. There were certainly some periods where you know what it's like, right? Where there's suddenly a game absolutely grabs you, and all you want to do is play that game 24/7. I mean, it hasn't. Hunt. You might perceive Hunt to be a bit like that, but really, I mean, I can play for a couple of hours and then drop it and walk away and not play
Usually,
it
till
again.
you've died a few times. Right.
Yeah, when I start to get the rage, but there are always single player games that just suddenly grab you or whatever, and you're just like, I need to play that like all the time. That can be an issue, right?
Andy Cox agrees with me,
wife,
by the way, about David Gray. He says he does wobble his head a bit.
Oh yeah, I'll ask my wife before she goes. I'll say, just check out his wobbly head.
Just keep an eye on his head. Tell me how much it wobbles.
Say hi to wobbly head for me.
That will ruin her concert.
Yeah, exactly. Till after.
Yeah, no, my wife is fully understands that I go down rabbit holes with games, and yeah, like there'll be nights I've like had an hour or two sleep, if that. Even
I don't tend to do that so much these days. Like
that's how Dave shoehorns gaming around his family life by basically
not sleeping.
the insanely unsociable hours.
Yeah. Ruining both my body and mental state.
Yeah, I've been a bit better at actually getting up and going to bed, and having less moments of waking up in front of a TV. Excuse me, or a computer screen going, oh, bollocks. It did happen the other night, though. I wasn't playing video games. I was researching.
That's a good segue, because let's move on to what we've been doing. Neil, you're top. What have you been doing, Neil?
I was researching subject because we had the quiz this week at the Boot pub last Thursday of the month. And the special subject, I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before. Maybe I did last time. Is fucking the music of Post Malone, which was weird because obviously I was like, that's a bit random. Post Malone doing the Hunt Showdown thing, and someone's picked him as the special subject in the quiz. It's like I can't get away from the guy.
Maybe it's not a coincidence, though.
I think it probably was, because they were actually into the music, the people who requested this as a specialist round in the quiz. And so I started watching loads of Post Malone videos and music and stuff the other night. I'd had a couple of beers, I'm not going to lie. And the next thing I know, I woke up and
nothing like studying with beers.
Yeah. I looked at the clock and it was 5 a.m. and I was like, oh, fuck. My neck hurts and I'm like, hurts. I haven't done this for a while. The walk of shame up to bed at 5 in the morning after like.
Your wife went, you study video games. You went, it wasn't. I was researching the music of Post Malone.
It was even worse than that. I tortured myself for hours.
Was it worth it?
He's done fucking tons of music. He's been around since about 2011. It's fucking insane.
Harry was saying that.
He's got about 500 songs or something stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it ranges quite a lot. The early days was a bit more hip hop, hippity hop. I think that's what their kids call it. And then and nowadays it's gone a bit country, and I don't like country anyway at the best of times.
No.
In fact, ever. Not any times. I really can't stand country music.
No, you know what? I would have been the same. I would have said the same, but I have found some decent country. There is some decent stuff out there. No, just some stuff that is just a little bit.
What, edgy?
It
all sounds the fucking same.
Yeah, it's stuff that doesn't sound the same.
Some fucking cows and not fucking cows, but well, maybe some of it is.
Look,
being out on a fucking horse, lonely. I don't know.
Come on, we're here to gain listeners, not lose them.
No one listens to country music. Come on. If Pilch was here, he definitely would have said something there about a word that's in country.
I went up to the cottage a couple of years ago, and then all my cousins were listening to. They're big into their country music. And I was like,
Shania Twain. And
did not know that.
Dolly Parton.
Did not see that coming. That was interesting.
Shania Twain is the absolute worst. Sorry. Cannot stand that.
All right.
Music.
Anyway, so did you win the quiz?
We did absolutely shit in the fucking quiz.
Well, I'm glad
We
your
do
studying worked out.
bizarrely do quite well in the Pace Malone round. It wasn't thanks to me though. There's a 10-question round. It was literally he said just got to name the tune, and he played literally about 10 seconds of each song, and it had the title in the fucking 10-second section that he played because he was like, I don't know how to make a good round out of this, but yeah, that was what it was, and we managed to get about 8 out of 10. But yeah, my daughter was there. My daughter was there, and I just randomly like, if you didn't know what it was like there was a pretty good guess. Like literally one, like, he played about one was literally about 4 words. I was like, I'm pretty sure that might be the title. So yeah, but yeah, other than that, we had a geography round, which I was going to play the Joker on. We got 2 out of 10. We absolutely sucked. I was like, this is a fucking disaster, a quizaster. So we're back next month. We're booked into going back next month. The specialist, we didn't lose because we didn't get to pick the specialist round. The specialist round for next month is the music of Rizzle Kicks. I was like, oh, I quite like some of their stuff. And then looked at theirs like, oh, they've done loads of other stuff since I ever listened to them. About fucking 10 years ago when the kids were little. So,
and is it the loser that picks the
whoever finishes last picks a special round. There's 6 rounds plus like a picture table round thing that you do all night, sort of thing. Yeah, we did fit on the pictures as well. Fucking
I've never even heard of them. Who are Rizzle Kicks?
Rizzle Kicks? Oh, you wouldn't like them.
Never heard of them. No, probably not.
But they're right. I used to quite like them back in the day when they were a kid. Like I say, they were good for when the kids were little. Bit boppy, yeah, quite good. But something about trumpets, I can't remember now what it's called, but that was all right.
Right.
Yeah, showing my age a bit now.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Anything else?
Not really. Oh, well, I was driving my car the other day. This is for Mark Annex especially. And my car's been making a bit of a funny noise lately. And I was like, it wasn't every time I went over a bump, but every now and again over on a bump, it would make a weird rattly noise. I was like, what the fuck is that noise? It wasn't doing it before, and now it's. And then I was driving with both my kids in the car. We went to Milton Keynes, and literally about 2 minutes after I left the house, there was this clonk noise from underneath the car, and I was like, that didn't sound great. But
is this the QQ or the Fiesta?
This is the Fiesta. I was like, that didn't sound fucking good. And my daughter was like, "We sure that wasn't from inside the car?" I was like, "I'm pretty sure that wasn't from inside the car. It felt like something fell off the car." So I was like, "So we're going to turn around and go back to the house, and I'm going to have a look at the car before we go anywhere." And I was like, bizarre. I was like, actually, car might be feeling like a bit better than it did before. Maybe there was something that just got wedged in the fucking suspension or something and just fell out like a big fuck off stone or something. I don't know. But I haven't driven out of town in it since, just in case it fucking dies and something important fell off the car.
I mean, okay, assuming you didn't find anything then.
Well, it was fucking pitch black when I was driving, and it was like grass verges everywhere, like with loads of grass here. I was like, there's no way I'm fucking finding whatever that was. Like I say, if it was a stone, could have been anything. But, yeah, like I say, the car, I was like giving it the old bit of a swerve. It wasn't making any weird noises or grinding or anything like that. I was like, okay, sounds like the suspension's all right. Feels all right. And I was like, get home, have a good look with my torch everywhere. And I was like, told my daughter, give it a rev with the accelerator and see if any weird like smoke comes out from any weird part of the car underneath instead of out the back. And I was like, no, it kind of looks all right. I don't know what the fuck that was. But like I say, it started doing this rattling noise from nowhere, and then it stopped when a big clonk noise made. I went, oh, okay. Maybe it was something wedged somewhere, but it was weird. Mark would probably say, I was like, well, it doesn't appear to be pissing oil anywhere or anything like that, so
maybe it's time to like book a service.
Well, I'm probably going to
3 years away.
No. I am going to probably go, can you just have a look at my car, make sure that nothing serious happened?
Make sure it's all there.
Yeah.
But if it's driving all right, fine.
Yeah, probably. But I don't want to drive it a long distance, for sure, in case something
don't be such
serious.
a pussy with that.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. What long distances are you going to go anyway in your Fiesta?
Well, Luton's quite far to be stuck with no car.
Is it?
It's not far, but it's a ball ache to get home from if you haven't got a car.
10 minutes away from your house is a ball away. Drive from your house is far.
Yeah, but like, if I was in Milton Keynes when it busted, I could just get the train home, because that's easy. But Milton Keynes would be like, oh, I've got to fucking get a taxi or walk about 10 miles to get the bus that actually goes to my house or whatever. So, yeah. Feels all right. It felt better than it did before it was making the rattling noise.
It's
as well.
fine.
I don't know.
It's fine.
I wish I'd looked though before while it was rattling though to see if I had looked obviously while it was making the rattling noise, but I couldn't see anything anywhere. I was like, "What the fuck is that? It's doing my head in." And then it went. So it's probably fine.
You'll be fine. All right. Anything else?
Mm.
I'm going to ask you that while you're drinking.
Yep.
I see Dave's there. Before we get to Dave, then I will just say I haven't really got anything on there. I did get mentioned I was having my thyroid scanned. I did get the result of that. No problems. Fine.
That was a good thumbs up.
Thyroid is fine. Yeah. I have been put on
It's
something by my
roid.
doctor. I've been put on vitamin D.
Oh, you know what?
Mm.
No one is getting enough vitamin D, I should imagine.
Sorry, say it again.
No one is probably getting enough vitamin D. Especially in this country. You get out and about in the sun. You got snow, right? So you get sunlight with snow generally, in between when it's snowing.
I do see sun quite often. I wouldn't say I'm out in it a lot.
Over here though, it's just generally fucking cloudy all the time.
Yeah,
which means there ain't much sun around.
Yeah, so we'll see if that what that does. Anyway, Dave.
Yes, mate.
You have something on your list.
Do I now?
You do. Remember?
Yeah. Silo.
Is
anybody else watching it?
Not from season 2.
I will tell you this, Dave, that I watched most of Silo season 2. I did not see the end. My wife watched the end and told me what happened.
Oh, what?
No spoilers here, please.
I couldn't be bothered to watch it. I honestly.
Oh, okay.
I thought everyone was kicking off about how great the season 2 finale was. I saw.
I just didn't enjoy it at all. That season 2, and have we had this discussion about why I didn't enjoy Silo?
No.
I think because I feel like it doesn't translate well to the TV screen.
Okay.
I feel no, I haven't read the book, but I feel like
a book.
I feel like there's I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I watch it too hammered all the time and I can just see through the camera lens or whatever. But I just constantly feel like I'm watching, scripted sets that just don't fill me with what I think that silo, the immensity of the silo should be. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
When you see like it's all a bit closed camera angles, so everything is all like zoomed in on that space. The immediate space, rather than the huge enormity of this huge fucking tower.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's difficult though inside.
And I also don't think it's as well written as people think it is. I don't know. There's just some things really bugged me about it. And one of the things that final was probably the straw that broke the camel's back was when the guy who spoilers.
Hang on, spoilers. If anyone
the
hasn't watched it yet.
The guy who got seconded out of the mines to work for Tim Robbins.
Yes.
He had been sentenced to go to the mines for 5 years.
Yes.
Right? And they said going to the
mines. Or did that happen in season
2? Yeah.
And they said going to the mines was like a death sentence, particularly for someone who was as let's call him a Gentile like himself, right?
Yes. It's a dark, dangerous place. Yeah.
Right. He gets taken out of those mines by Tim Robbins, goes down, walks into a building, walks into a room where his mother is, and the reaction between them is barely any emotion whatsoever.
Yeah.
To somebody who would have already committed themselves to never seeing their son again. It just made no sense to me.
Originally, his sentence was 10
have a
years,
good
and then it was reduced to 5 years.
Right.
Maybe he sat around playing video games all day and she just had given up on him anyway.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't gel with me. But that's me just being very nitpicky and being an asshole, basically. I mean, if you know.
Yeah, we went a little bit laggy there. Also, this is a nitpick from I love it. I love the series. What are the mines? I know they said like you've got to go to the mines to mine the materials but like the bottom of the silo
It was full of water, wasn't it?
is one full of water, two has a hidden underground tunnel, yeah, like three, where is this mystical mine and how do people get to it? Because the whole point is the silo is a self-contained unit.
Right.
The bottom is mechanical, so they salvage everything.
Like a
that
furnace
gets shut
at the
down
bottom,
on
isn't
ships. Yeah. Where are these mines? Like the
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you're
and
just
then they
blowing
keep
this all wide
saying
open.
the mines and but
Right.
This is
like
like when
And
Forrest
that
got
leads
battered.
me on to and that leads me on to another. What was that? 5-0. That leads me on to another part where he goes down to the bottom, and no one's ever gone down there because of the water.
Yeah.
And yet he lowers himself down, and there's a piece of fucking machinery sitting in shallow water. Right? And you cannot tell me that the bottom part of the silo is filled with people in mechanical who are going to be the inquisitive, the explorative type people. We can figure this out. Apparently that, we're introduced to all the characters in the first season about how resourceful Juliet is, or what,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Are none of them resourceful enough to then just go down and maybe just see how deep the water? You're telling me they've been in that silo and they've never just decided to pop a piece of wood down there.
They do mention
wood.
they do mention that it has been scavenged, like the machinery that was down there. That I think it was basically what was used to dig.
It looks deep, but it's literally you can stand in it. It's like 2 inches deep. It looks really deep.
Hey,
it's not really.
Yeah, and so anyway, and so that brings me back to I don't think this translated as well over to the small screen as I feel it could. Certainly. Yeah, I know. I feel like I would like to read the books. I feel like the books would flesh it all out for me, and then
Maybe they explained where the mines were in the books.
I'm sure they do. Why not? They can do whatever they want. It's the constraints of television, I think, really showed.
The thing is, are there constraints on television these days? They fill it with so much shit that is unnecessary to fill out to make 8 episodes out of a 6-episode series. So why couldn't they tell you where the fucking mines were that were in the book, or whatever's in the book? Because they've spent enough time doing another load of shit.
It probably got took out in editing. I was like, we don't really need to.
People will be too interested in this. They won't be able to look at their phone while we're doing some shit.
However, I am aware that we are sort of derailing to say how shit we think it is.
I haven't watched it.
Dave, you enjoyed it, right?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
He's not alone. I've seen universal praise other than Fraser.
No, to be fair, look, sorry, I'm being a bit harsh. I mean, like when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is okay. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. It just I'm nitpicking, I guess, a little bit.
5 stars. All right, Fraser Morse.
No, not 5 stars. No.
Didn't say it was from you.
Yeah. I feel I can be critical because I do like it. But yeah, there's holes in it. And I've only noticed them because I enjoy it so much. So, but yeah, looking forward to it. They're already doing a season 3 and 4. I think they're recording them back to back.
Right.
So, yeah, more Silo to come.
All right.
Well,
Hopefully.
hang on. So, you're not finished it then?
No, well, they haven't finished it.
These things.
No, I mean season 2's finished though, isn't it?
Season 2's finished, yeah. But season 3 and 4 are being
3
recorded
and 4?
now. Yeah. Yeah, it actually, the one good thing about it is the time between season 1 and 2 was very short. Whereas
it's about a year, wasn't it? Well, it basically came out.
I think it was less than a year. I think.
Well, it would have been because obviously there's like 10 episodes or whatever, so it was like 42 weeks basically between episodes, probably.
Stranger Things has been like near on. 3
Who's still
years?
watching that?
Well, nobody now because it's taken.
Who
so
watched
long.
anything past series 1 of fucking Stranger Things?
I watched them all.
Ugh.
You can count on Dave to watch him.
Sorry for watching mainstream media.
How do you get time to play video games when you watch so much TV?
Well, that's it. I watch TV until
He's
the
like the
missus goes to
wombat
bed, and then
of this show, you know? Like Shipwreck's Dead, and they go, how the fucking hell do you fit all this stuff in? Don't
yeah,
understand.
but if you listen to that, but I mean, as far as I can work out with Wombat, like they were saying, like they every dinner time he watches TV while they eat dinner. Does anybody watch TV while they eat dinner?
No.
Might have the football on, but it's like around the corner. Can't really
Over
see
there,
it.
yeah, like,
Above your missus's head, so you
No.
pretend that you're looking at her.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
no,
You
I
actually
just
watch-
I thought that was bizarre. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do watch TV while they eat, but I just it's tend to-
It's actually one thing that we like as a family don't do at all. Like always TV off.
Yeah.
We might have some music on, but yeah,
country.
a bit. What if we had a bit of Chemical
David
Brothers
Gray?
today? Actually, no,
It's
Wobbly
bit-
Head.
Brothers.
Post Malone
No.
all the time, all day.
Nothing
every
makes
day.
nothing makes a shepherd's pie go down like the Chemical Brothers.
We had listening Lola Young. We've been listening to
I
recently.
don't know her.
The new artist. Very good.
Yeah.
What's she like?
Right.
What sort of thing?
She's very good.
She's got a song on the radio at the moment. I'm not gonna
What, right
attempt
this second?
to sing it
On the wireless.
on the wireless.
He's
that
listening to the
that I
radio.
hear
He's
very
like
often.
shipwreck all of a sudden. Now he's listening to radio while he's fucking podcasting.
No, it's on Radio 1 and Radio X
Ooh, radio.
and Heart FM.
I don't listen to her.
They're the main. They're the
Do you know
main ones
what?
that I flip between. It's like, go on.
We've switched on radio stations a bit. I like Johnny Vaughan on Radio X. Other than
Right.
that, the guy Dan O'Connell, he's all right. He's on late night on a Thursday.
Okay.
I don't really listen to it very often. But we've gone to BBC Six Music a bit, which is like a bit hipster radio, I guess, because they play all sorts of. They play a load of modern stuff that you've never fucking heard of,
Right.
and they play a load of old stuff as well.
All right. So they
But
play
yeah.
everything then.
Well, yeah, but it's not like they don't play like chart music generally. The chartiest thing I've heard on there was today when they played Fatboy Slim from like fucking obviously years ago. What's it called? Rockefeller Skank was on. It's like that's a bit random. I haven't heard this for fucking years.
Love
But,
that video.
Six Music's
Aye.
alright.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Mm.
Not really. Not from me.
No.
Oh,
I injured myself at the gym.
oh,
yeah?
dear.
Yeah,
Did you
we're doing.
overdo it?
I thought he was
doing
going to show
dead-
us then when he got up.
No, well, no, I was going to get another beer because I'm
He's
in
got a
pain.
hernia.
Oh, he is. He's walking
No,
in pain. If you've done
um,
something, then you're gonna regret for
I've
the rest of your life.
I've just been doing deadlifts.
Do you do anything
I-
other than deadlifts when you go to the gym?
Yes.
Like, you're always doing deadlifts.
I was doing military press the week before that. Doing lots of different things. But yeah,
stare at girls.
deadlifts are the ones that I know I overdo it myself on. So yeah, I was doing 8 reps of 90 kilos in the end. I've done 4 of those. I was like, yep, well, that did me.
What have you done
But
exactly?
I haven't really been properly since Christmas. And I was like, I want to really get
You
back
got
into it.
overdoing it.
What have you
I
hurt?
overdo that. Just my back and my legs.
Just my
Nothing
back.
important.
Lower back, top of my legs.
Oh, geez, dude, take it easy. Be careful, man. I fucking.
You know.
It's just my back.
Yeah, I haven't injured. It's just sore because I've worked out and I haven't used those muscles in a long time. So yeah.
Maybe you should just deadlift every week, but a bit less.
Maybe I should. Yeah,
Weight.
maybe just keep doing it.
Mm.
No, I was gonna go tomorrow morning, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
Don't
just
injure yourself more than you are.
No, I've done that before. I've gone
Not a
to
good
the
idea.
gym like aching. I was like, I'll be alright.
Well, aching,
no.
you're supposed to ache after the gym. Because, like, if you don't ache, then
so
you ain't
you're
fucking
not
done
supposed to
anything.
go
have you?
again while you're still aching.
No,
You're supposed to
that's
rest.
bollocks.
So-
All right, let's move on then to what we've been playing.
Okay,
We are a video game podcast, apparently.
allegedly. Only for the second. The final half an hour is video games.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Neil, you've got a few on there. You're probably best to start.
Right. Well, I finished 2 video games in the preceding 7 days. I have finished, finally, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Okay, so you were trying to finish that last week.
I
but you
tried to
didn't
finish it
manage
before, but turns out there was quite a bit left to do, so there was no way I was getting that done. There was lots of stuff that I had to think quite a lot about to get to the end. But yeah, I really liked that a lot. There's a little touching story to go along with it. A bit weird. It gets a bit David Lynch, a bit Twin Peaksy. Not Twin Peaksy, but yeah, it's like along those lines. Not probably quite as weird as Twin Peaks, but there's a lot of weird
Twin
shit
Peaks
story.
was very strange.
Yeah, that was
wasn't it, in the end?
proper fucking weird. But yeah, it's a little bit weird about what's going on. It's about some filmmaker who. It's all about like art being this thing, and I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to try and talk about for someone like me, because I'm a bit thick. So I wouldn't say it glossed over me, but you know,
No one challenged you on that.
no, I didn't. I did notice. But the story that was there, so, like I say, it's a bit Twin Peaks like, a bit weird, and it's a bit Twin Peaks generally because it's all like black and white, and then it's just red is the only color in the game. Just, I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of Twin Peaks. Was that a thing? Red? I feel like that was a thing in Twin Peaks.
I never watched it.
I don't remember it.
Anyway, so there's the story stuff, which is proper fucking weird, and then there's the shit load of puzzles to solve. There are similar ones throughout the story, but I don't think I've ever played a puzzle game with so many different things you need to think about or look at in a weird way. Literally physically in a weird way, like look at things maybe like upside down to your like, or turn at 90 degrees or what have you. So a 5-star one for me. That was a great game.
Do you think I'd like it?
Okay.
You've potentially, but it's
Yeah,
whether
that's
you
what
can
I
put
think.
up with the. So the thing is, what I think is you can't leave it too long between playing sessions. You need to try and get it. And if I'd have played this all in 1 week, which was doable, maybe it would have taken me a little bit less time because it'd have been a bit like you lose your train of thought. You get in a way of thinking. Like you're nailing the puzzles, and then you don't play for 3 or 4 days, and you come back and you're like, they don't make any sense anymore because you've been doing other things in between. Or you just kind of like forget what the next thing, like you did something that meant you were like, oh, okay, now I know this piece of information I know relates to this other thing I did fucking a couple of hours ago. But that couple of hours, if you don't play for a few days, could be like a week, which then makes it a lot harder to make that connection. So I feel like it's a game you need to play a lot of and get it done in sort of as few play sessions as possible, because you just start motoring through the puzzles once you're in them. But yeah, if you play for half an hour at a time, I don't think that's a good way to play the game. It's because you'll be like, especially like I say, if you leave multiple days between those half an hours, it'll be like, fucking hell, what was I doing? I can't remember. Like I say, even though it does keep a record, like I say, when you find a door that's locked, it'll enter a list of things to do, like unlock this door. And there may be a key required for that door, or there may be a different mechanism of opening the door. There's just loads of, like, a lot of the puzzles, there's a visual or a reading clue incredibly close to what you need to do, but sometimes there isn't. Like, it's like literally like the Resident Evil thing where you like go fucking across the mansion, find a fucking medallion that you have to use on the opposite side of the mansion or whatever to fucking unlock a door. Right. So there is that kind of stuff. And the last section of the game definitely was like, it just like all the stuff was all sort of fucking loads of. You're literally playing bits of the game because it goes into like alternate dimensions almost, like, and you're playing it like a fucking PS1 game. There's bits that look like a PS1 game, but it's obviously the same game, but it's in like PS1 style, because when they're walking around the normal world, normal inverted commas, it's all like quite good, nice. It's all black and white and like red or pinky red, but it's like, it looks like crisp and nice and detailed. But then there's bits where you go into this like alternate dimension kind of thing, and it literally looks like a PS1 game, and with tank controls, Because you don't normally have when you're walking around the normal world, you don't have tank controls. But when you go into the PS1 version, you like literally like have to turn left and right with the left stick and push forward to move forward and all that sort of shit. So I thought it was fucking great. Absolutely great.
Yeah.
For like whatever I paid, I don't know, 20 quid.
It owes you
20
nothing.
odd hours, 30 hours nearly. I did that game. And like I say, if I'd have played it all in a couple of weeks without really playing much in between, probably could have cut that time down a bit. But I really loved all the different types of puzzles that are in the game. Lots of visual stuff and making you like, you got to notice the little details that are in there. Because there's all the, so when you see it, you're like, oh, how did I fucking miss that? There's nothing there that is too hard. It's all there. The information's there. You just got to see it.
Right.
Right.
All right.
I thought
Yeah,
it was
I hope
well
I hope I get to
check it out.
Yeah. Ah, cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm still sold on that. That won't be. That'll stay on my wish list for a while.
I nearly added you to my Steam family earlier, but then I got a bit itchy feet. Like, oh, I don't know if I don't want to get banned from Steam.
Well, I think actually what they do with this, the way they're getting around that now is they're basically like, you can join anyone's Steam family, but if you leave that
you can't
family,
join another one for a year.
You're done for a year. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow,
they sort of
okay.
which I think is a great idea. So
it doesn't it does say it's designed for people in your own household. I was like, that definitely doesn't really qualify.
well,
here.
allegedly, my son the other day went, "Dad, is it alright if so and so joins our Steam family?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck." So I don't know who's on there. I'm like, "Who's Cameron?" Oh,
and it does say something. It does say things like, obviously at Steam or Valve, we understand that people's situations change, and some people's families may change. You may need to leave someone's family to join a new family. But it's like, it doesn't say literally like you can just invite your mates.
Look, Steam know the score, right? And they know the score with their refund system. And we know you buy shit and you don't like it, you want to refund it. And they have probably done so well making that process easy, right? And I think with the same as the family sharing, they know what the score is, and they put things in place to make sure people don't abuse it too much. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I've just discovered apparently that you're my third cousin.
Oh yeah.
And apparently we used to live together when we were just 2 months old.
I'm thinking of moving back, but all right, I've got I'll talk about Ace Combat 7 while it's fresh in my mind. Yeah, that's probably the thing. I'm probably the standout for me right now. I mean, obviously playing some other stuff, but
this definitely wasn't on the bingo card. Was it?
What,
Fraser plays Ace Combat 7.
Well, you know what? My plan is coming to fruition because I did say, what I wanted to do was just pick up and play it. I know I'm shit. The more I play it, the better I'll get, and the more fun it will become. And that's working out right now. Now, I will say that it's a combination of two things why I'm still enjoying it. Is the first, I'm up to about the mission 5, I think, which some people will probably go, well, that's not very far in. Geez, how whatever. But I have been replaying missions a lot. And the first 4 missions up to this point have mainly been dogfighting, whereas this mission is... Did I mention this mission last week? Maybe I'm still on the same mission from last... I don't know. I feel like I mentioned it. Maybe I didn't. This mission 5 is basically you just come zooming into the landscape, and there is just about three bases, and you just got to blow the shit out of the bases. And I'm swinging around. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. The more I play it, the more fun it is. And just, you're getting better at just welling off shots and taking stuff down. Now, I did talk about last week about the Japanese voice being a problem. And I have not been able to pass this mission. I've been doing it over and over and over. And it hasn't really bothered me because I'm just enjoying it, right? The actual flying around on this mission is fun. The landscape, they've got some nice sort of like... mountain peaks or big hill peaks or whatever, and some valleys you can go scooting through, and when it can come back up and round over the top of stuff. It's cool. It's really good. But I still couldn't pass the mission. I was like, why the fuck do I keep failing this mission? And then I was like, so I watched something on YouTube, and it was like, you have to score a certain amount of points. So I was like, I had no fucking idea I was supposed to be doing that at all. Things are worth points. And it's because I'd have no understanding of what I'm being told to do, but it doesn't really matter anyway because all flying time is experience time, right? It's good. You need your hours. You need your hours in the sky.
Are you
how
logging them
flying
in?
works.
Are you logging down your hours?
I'm
and
logging my
your-
hours.
yeah,
I should
What-
be. I should
Wait
be.
till Flight Simulator 2026 comes out.
yeah.
So, and actually, I mean, although I keep failing the mission, I think I'm not sure whether you do keep getting cash, whatever the cash system is, credits or whatever. I have unlocked some planes. I'm looking forward to playing. I've been flying just a MiG for the last
Do you
few
fly
days.
in cockpit, or do you fly like this third person view
I
that I'm
do
seeing a
not.
lot of?
I fly third party,
afterburner.
third person. Sorry, yeah, I fly third person. Not for any particular reason other
Can you fly
than
in cockpit view? Do you know?
you can, yeah.
Oh.
It's good, man. It's really good. It is fun flying around. Particularly, that's why I'm saying this mission that I can't get past. I don't care. It's really cool flying into an airbase and
Can you
shooting the shit
use
out of stuff.
Hotastic and all that shit? I feel like
I
I can. I've got
I
one.
would imagine you can. Yeah, I would imagine you
Maybe.
can. Yeah, there's you suddenly you're desperately trying to shoot some missile thing or whatever, and suddenly you're getting warnings of 2 incoming rockets on your 6, and you
What's
hit
the
the
flare button?
flares. Yeah, hit the flares, drop the flares.
Have you
Yeah, it's cool.
this? What's it called? That when you do the chaff? You know what chaff does? Confuses radars and shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. You have flares or whatever.
Flares
I mean,
are
you
for
can't
heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah, you can't see them. I don't know about chaff or
All my
whatever it is,
Project
but
Stealth Fighter knowledge is coming back to me now.
I've got loads of ways to go down the skill tree. Apparently, the MiG is not the best.
It's made by Russians, so it must be rubbish.
Yeah, I don't think the MiG is the best thing for the missions. I've unlocked an F-14 Tomcat, which was my favorite fighter jet back in the day when I was a kid growing up. The F-14 Tomcat.
Did you like Top Gun? Did you?
No, I didn't like Top Gun actually. In fact, I think I was into the F-14. I think I was into the F-14 before Tomcat.
Oh, you like the F-14 before it was cool.
Well, I had an F-14 model in 1983, and I don't think
definitely pre-Top Cat.
Top Cat.
Top Cat. It was not pre-Top Cat.
I said Top Cat as well. So. Ace Top Cat 7, highly recommended. Yeah. And there is a Top Gun expansion pack as well, but
really?
I'm not worried about that now. Yeah, so that's great. I'm enjoying that. I'll keep playing that, and it sounds really good. And I've got the big screen. It's good. It's perfect for the PlayStation. Sit down and just play it when I want.
How did you buy
10
this?
minutes of flying.
Did you buy this?
I bought this on PlayStation, yeah.
On the network, because it's a PS4 game, I believe, playing on PS5.
I got asked this before. I'm not sure whether I'm playing a PS5 or PS4 version. I don't know. I don't care.
Looks nice.
It's cool. It's really cool, and it's got Janky Dog too. What more do you want?
Dog?
Yeah, the dog that just doesn't do
anything. It's called Janky.
Oh, I call him Janky Dog. Speaking of Janky Dogs, there he is.
Woof.
Perfect timing. He heard you call him.
Yeah, we're talking about Janky Dogs. All right, what else we got? Dave, you got something for us?
Yeah, I've played a couple of demos this week. They're quite interesting actually. The first one, Escape from Duckov.
Oh, I saw a bit of this.
So this is it's basically a top-down, two-dimensional version of Escape from Tarkov, but you're a duck.
Oh, jeez.
It's
of course.
fucking weird. But yes,
they've got a bit of an Angry Birds vibe to them.
Yeah, it's quite stylized.
The ducks, obviously.
They look pretty cool. Yeah, you have to go into
literally
the world.
Do the Tarkov shit where you have to build workbenches in your base.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you've got a base. There's a base building element to it at the start. And then you go into the map and like it's you find weapons and you got to eliminate enemies, and get armor and bring stuff back to the base to upgrade your weapons and get ammo. Yeah. And you can also take things out into the world and navigate things like bridges, build bridges. You need a certain amount of wood to get further onto the map, to get better weapons. It's quite like that. It's quite formulaic. Um,
The
and yeah,
production value looks fairly decent.
it's a pretty yeah, it's pretty good actually. I was pleasantly surprised. Um, I saw it was on Steam.
Bit gory, isn't it? A duck-based
Wow,
Tarkov
yeah.
game.
It's I think it's quite it's got the I don't know. It's quite basic in that it's not a very complicated game. It's kind of like some really old games, but it does it in a really cute and clever way that makes you quite attached to it. So yeah, it's definitely a game to keep an eye on. There's only a demo at the moment. There's been a few videos on YouTube with influencers playing it. If you're at all interested, look at them. And it's a demo, so it's free. Just go on Steam, download it,
All right.
play
Yeah.
it for an hour. Yeah.
There we go.
Um,
Duke.
the other game I'll quickly talk about is a game called None Shall Intrude.
Ooh,
Mm.
Just
Is this like a home defense game?
Well, it's basically a card battler. I think that's
Ooh,
the
okay.
kind of game it is. But instead of the heroes, you're playing as the boss at the end of it, and waves of heroes are trying to come and take you down, and you've got 3 phases of your life. Like every third of your life, you have the ability to change phase and do
Like the
different attacks.
bosses do in something
Yeah,
like
like
Slay the Spire
bossy.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. It's basically a board that you're at one end of the board, the heroes are the other, and they can either summon other heroes or minions to come in and try and take you down, and you attack the heroes coming towards you with either direct attack or ground-based attack, which the board on the floor you can set alight or create lava or create walls or create bombs with um, doing different types of attacks on either on that floor directly or is in an area based around the characters that you're attacking. Um, so yeah, and then you get the ability to discard cards or get different cards or upgrade cards, and then it's you have like an AP system in that you can only use a certain amount of action points, and different cards are worth different points. It's the actual battling is it's not new, but
It
their
really
take on
looks
it
like
is.
Slay the Spire.
Yeah, but their take on it is
Well,
new, and it
sort of really
is
looks
quite
like Slay
clever.
the Spire. And like
Yeah.
there's certain visual things that look very similar. Like when you select one of your cards that you're going to play and you go to play it, it does that weird like little
Little
sort of
arrow and
trail where your
yeah,
cursor's going and stuff, which is
yeah,
bang out of fucking Slay the Spire. That is.
right. Yeah.
Uh,
Um. So yeah, as I say, it's there's not doing it's not doing new things. In it's the
just
if
flip
you've played game
angle.
if if you've played games like this like before, you know how to play this. Um. But it's a very interesting take on it, and especially when you start going through the phases of your life, and how it changes up how
So
you.
what makes you
Was it?
change between the phase? Do you get killed and then move to the second phase of your life,
So
sort of thing?
you every third of your life, and your
Right.
hit points are like in the thousands, tens of thousands, um, and
Can you heal?
yeah, you can. There is abilities for you to
So you
heal if
can
you get the right
prolong
cards.
your phases.
Yep, exactly. But sometimes you want to go into a different phase. Sometimes you want to
You might
get hit
get a
more,
new powerful.
so you get more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after some battles, you heal completely and you basically reset your life meter. But others you don't.
I like the
But you
idea. I feel like looking at it, it could do with a little polish.
Yeah,
visually.
it's a demo.
Yeah.
It's quite early. Yeah, it's the graphics are quite basic, and as you say, a lot of the actual movement of the cards and how it displays is not very original at all. But no, it's a demo. It's on Steam. I enjoyed a couple of hours of it the other
What's
night.
it called again?
It is called None Shall Intrude.
Good stuff.
All right.
Check it.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe. I think if you're still playing it next week, I'll check it out.
It's only a demo.
Only demo.
Well, I still have
I
my.
did finich the demo.
Oh, you
so
did you?
Unlikely
Yeah.
to be playing
Did you
it
buy the
next
full
week.
game?
Yeah.
It's not
Did
out.
you buy
is
the
it?
full game?
I didn't.
Is it actually out?
Are you
It
planning
is
to?
out. It is out. I am tempted, but I've also been deep into another game, but I'll talk about it in a second.
All right. What else you got, Neil?
Right, I finished another game. Do you know
Okay.
which game that might be?
Yes.
Probably
I
told
can
you.
read it.
It's quite a long one for me to type out.
Gran
I
Turismo
finished
7.
Indiana Jones. I definitely haven't finished Gran Turismo 7. Finished Indiana Jones.
Alright. Okay.
And it hasn't been kicked off my top 5 from last year.
Okay.
I think I had to put it at number 2 in the end, didn't I? And I was like, I really have to shit the bed to get moved. And it did not shit the bed. It delivered.
That's good.
It's, I think I said to Gary, it's like when you're playing the playing parts, you are Indiana Jones doing Indiana Jones things, like having fights with Nazis and stuff. Quite a lot of Nazis. Amazing how many there are around. Well, it is 1930 odd, so you'd expect it then. But and in between times, it's a bit old-fashioned in like instead of like doing the sort of modern because it's a first-person game, but in a lot of modern games, you kind of almost play through the story sections. And like there's a lot of dialogue and you're walking around and you're in control of what's going on while the story is being delivered to you. This is pretty old school. It literally just like goes to a cutscene, some not FMV, because it's like, what do you call it? It's a cutscene with like...
Yeah, CGI.
Yeah, that's the one. Good job, Yori. So yeah, it goes to like the character models from the video game, the CGI, and plays out a cutscene that you have no control of, and you just kind of, if you're playing on controller, you just put the controller down and sit there and watch it. Might be 30 seconds, it might be 4 minutes or whatever, 4 or 5 minutes, but then it all fits together really great. Like, you wouldn't want to put that in the first person. You wouldn't want to stand there Bethesda style in a dialogue tree going click, 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 click. It'd be shit.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice to just sit there and go, I'll just absorb the story bits. They're going to tell me what's happening.
It's almost like they made a game that suits the sort of
the character.
Fan base. Well, the fan base too, right? You know.
Yeah. I mean, I could have made a third-person game, I think, and it had been fine. And maybe it would have been better. I don't know. Being able to see Indiana Jones, because they've made a lot of Indiana Jones games back in the day. There was a lot of point-and-click adventure games, but there were action games with Indiana Jones.
I was playing an Indiana Jones game today.
What action one?
No, pinball.
No, that doesn't count. It's an action game, I guess, but not really an Indiana Jones action game. Did you punch any Nazis in your pinball game?
Not,
did you crack your whip?
I did actually. I did, because when you hit the bumpers, it shows you the animation when he's fighting that guy by the plane, the big bald guy.
Yeah.
So every time you hit the bumpers, you smack him. So yes, I have.
That's pretty good.
So I have punched Nazis.
Oh,
today.
maybe that was even better than Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Everyone wants to punch that guy. I've got a video playing. I'm not even showing it. So
I haven't really watched any videos on this at all. Oh, I like that little zooming in thing. Switch between
have you
pictures.
Literally never watched it? This Chinny said about that the other day. He saw it the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty fancy." I was like, "Yeah, I do try."
You do.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a cutscene. You're playing
Yeah, it looks
between
good.
two of the main characters. It's Indiana Jones and Gina, who's
She's
like
a hot nun.
She's not really a nun. Spoiler.
Oh, spoilers. No, don't spoil. I'm going to play.
That's the best kind of nun.
So yeah, lots of Nazis that you can punch. The villain's great. He's a proper Indiana Jones Nazi villain. Totally fucked in the head, obviously. Obsessed with the Führer and all that. Yeah. It's like being Indiana Jones movie in an Indiana Jones movie.
They delivered.
And then in between, when you're in the Indiana Jones movie, they show you an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's like the best of both worlds. Yeah.
And it's good.
And like the mechanics, there is, like I said when Chinny was on, it is dumb. Like the enemies are stupid at times, where they're just like, there's a guy, he's supposed to be a guard, and he's just looking at a fucking shut door instead of turned around looking the other way. But that's so you can sneak up behind him and bonk him on the head with a fucking shovel or something stupid, comical, like happens in Indiana Jones, where he hits someone and it makes a stupid comical like bong noise. Yeah, and all that shit. It's all in there. It's all the.
Do you think they could cut this together to actually make?
I don't know if there's enough cutscenes to make. There's not enough cutscenes to make a full movie. It's probably like, I don't know, maybe half an hour of video, probably over the whole game. But the bits in between, you can kind of imagine being in the film that you're playing. But obviously, sometimes you have to redo the bits, which doesn't happen. It's like the editing, I guess, when they fuck up it's like, fuck it, do it again, because you didn't do the thing you were supposed to do, and you got killed as Indiana Jones, which doesn't happen in the films, obviously. So, yeah, there's those bits. But yeah, they made a choice to make it first person. It hasn't failed as a result for me. It's good. The punching and shit in first person can be shit, and I would say, but it's good. It makes a good movie. Stupid, completely unrealistic punching sound when you hit somebody, and stuff like that. So it is, like I say, it's like playing a movie. But
yeah, I would like. It's another one. 2 out of 2, Neil. I'd like to
this
check
isn't on
it
my
out.
Steam though. This isn't on Steam.
No, I know.
You could pay for a month of Game Pass and bang through it, probably.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll come on sale at some point. All right. You might as well go into another one, Neil.
Well, I've got Gran Turismo 7 on here, basically because
you've always got Gran Turismo 7.
Well, I'm always playing it, but I don't always talk about it. But there's been an update this week, so they've added a few more cars. MintSafe popped a picture of the Rothmans Williams liveried F1 car from the 90s in there today. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. I sort of didn't forget, but I just hadn't gone to look at, because I picked up the car late today. I actually bought the car. It's the current time trial on Gran Turismo Sport Mode is using the 90s Formula One car. And the one you buy, you have multiple purchase options and colours. I bought a nice looking black and red one. It was the farthest on the right. But as is the thing in Forza games, some amazingly clever people go in and paint the cars and just like make the liveries that they've created available for everyone to just download. So, like I said, there's like MintSafe went for the Rothmans Williams. I was like, oh, there's the fucking 1991 Jordan that Michael Schumacher drove. I'm having that with the 7-Up on the fucking back. And it's all just done absolutely perfectly. It's like, how the fuck do these people get this stuff done so quickly, and B, so amazing? You tried making your own liveries on cars in their games? You have to make them out of these stupid, weird little shapes, but some people have got these huge brains that can make shit out of them.
I suspect they've got they do it like on a PC, and they
maybe, I don't know how they convert that to PS5 though. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, because I've
There's
seen
people
ones
that
that are like Japanese anime characters and stuff.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's just
fucking
like,
loads of
you
mad
know,
shit in
yeah,
it.
fuck,
you know,
it's-
it's artists utilizing the tools. You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be that sort of top like a small percentage of people who do it all the time and do it really well.
Chris Henwood, he's a name you may have heard of if you've
Yes,
been
yes,
around the
yes,
old
yes.
podcast for a while. He used to do that stuff, and it was like, how the fuck have you done that, mate? It's amazing. He was an Xbox guy, so it was always Forza for him. And he has got Gran Turismo as well. But yeah, it's just fucking mental what people can come up with on that. And there's a few new cars basically, but I really wanted to talk about how amazing some of the creators are in that game. I've got, or had been rocking, because you can customize your suit as well as the cars. And I had a full Lotus John Player special black and gold outfit going on.
Oh, ladies love.
Yeah. John Player special being one of the worst cigarettes you'll probably have ever smoked in your fucking life. But they looked cool as fuck, the packaging.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends smoked JPS. He was the only one. And everyone's just like, they're awful. What? Actually, I think one of the biggest arguments for most of the time was people who smoked awful cigarettes was like, this stops people taking them off me. Right?
Yeah.
No one wanted to
No one wants
take
these.
No one wanted Dan's Rothmans, right?
Yeah. Or like, oh, there were so many bad cigarettes. Anyway, we're not talking about like obviously all of the thing is obviously cigarette advertising was banned a long time ago in motorsport. It's probably not in Saudi Arabia or anything like that anymore. But you know, but that's not been a thing for a long time now. But all of the old classic liveries that if you ever watched any motorsport, it's in your head. They're basically all cigarette brands from like the 80s and 90s. And yeah, they're all there.
Well, basically, before the lottery, smoking funded all British sports. I mean, as far as I can work out,
pretty
right?
mad, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gran Turismo 7 continues to be great. I can't find a good video at the moment, sorry. But
I did download that GT7
yeah, you did say.
babies version.
My first Gran Turismo.
Yeah, yeah.
If you haven't got Gran Turismo 7, it's probably all right. But
yeah, if I fancy a race, then I've got something to switch on anyway, so that's good.
I'm like I say, the hot lap thing this week on GT Sport is the Formula One car, and when you get it right, it feels great in that car. Like it sounds fucking awesome. V10s are they?
Yeah,
Those days,
V10s, I think
1990s.
they are.
In which car was this?
It's a 3.5 litre V10, 1990s Formula One car, basically. But it's like it's generic. They're all the same. They all look the same. There's just one model, but people go in and make them all like you can just download the models for the Ferrari, the fucking McLaren. It's the Marlboro McLaren, the red and white McLaren.
So how do you put
another cigarette brand?
What's the dealio with the engines then? You can
so
choose
they're three.
engine?
No. The engines are they're all the same. They're all a 3.5 litre Formula One car, 1990s.
Oh,
so a standard model that people have just painted in all the different skins, and they all looked very similar back in those days. Apart from that weird, was it a Lola that had fucking 6 wheels or whatever? So that was about the last one that looked really different back in the old days. But nowadays, I don't know. You can tell the difference between the paint jobs generally, but to the untrained eye. But they're diminishing returns. They have certain things they have to do. But like I say, on Gran Turismo, there is a sort of 80s Formula One car, and there's now a 90s Formula One car. But they're called, it's like I said, it's called the F-3500 because obviously they had 3.5 litre engines, I guess. Maybe. Back in those days. They sound great, and they're really easy to fucking crash as well. Or just get a proper, like, you slightly pushed a bit too much on the accelerator, and now it's got a little bit of a slide going. You may be able to catch that, but chances are it's gone fucking too far the other way, and you just fucking like smash it into the wall and all that sort of shit. It's great. But because there was no driver aids. Well, apart from the Williams, obviously had fucking all sorts of magic shit going on back in those days, didn't it? Well, it's like someone's painted like the Nigel Mansell Williams, and like I say, you can get the. I've got.
Wasn't that the one I saw in Britain when I was
Yeah,
younger.
yeah. There is the black and gold Lotus JPS Lotus from Formula One back in the day, and there's fucking, like I say, the Jordan Ferraris, the McLaren Honda. It's all there and then they all look amazing. So you could have, if you had a load of friends, that game,
Well,
you
that's
could
that
have
done
like
Oh no.
two of each on the track, and just have like a classic 90s Formula One race in Gran Turismo. But,
then. All right.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
That's-
GT7 is obviously still continuing to deliver.
it totally is.
But I do want to hear about your last game. I'll get mine out of the way. No? What? No?
Well,
Really?
I haven't got too much to say because I've only really played that for half an hour. I can talk about what it is, but not really how far I've not got very far in it. So
All right. Well, I mean, it's up to you if you want to get that done out of the way. I've got Alan Wake 2. I can talk about Alan Wake 2 just to split this up a bit. Can't remember what I said to you guys, how far I'd got last
you
week.
was doing Alan stuff, I think.
I'm on Alan's stuff now. And yeah, where am I now? I've gone down into the subways. I was on rooftops or whatever. I'm in the subways now and changing the story by changing the story or whatever. I don't know.
Changing the scene.
Changing the scenes by changing the stories by looking at things or whatever. I'm not going to lie. I do not give two shits about this story. I just want to get her done. But I am making sure that I explore every nook and cranny. I feel like I'm fairly powerful. It's almost like a Resident Evil in a way that I'm leaving no stone unturned. So I'm stockpiling tons of weapons. I'm pretty.
I felt when I played it, I felt like you get to that, you think like you've got a load of guns and shit, a load of bullets and stuff like that, and then it would just fuck with you and make you get to the point where you were like, shit, I've got like 4 bullets left. This better fucking end soon. And then it did. Or
right.
you'd go, fucking hell, look, there's some more ammo. I can pick up some more ammo. Fucking result. Fuck, I was nearly fucked.
Yeah.
It was really good at the tense moments. It kept them tense, but it didn't make it massively punishing, I felt.
I'll probably be able to comment on that very soon because I feel like I'm overdue. It's serving me up a real challenge. It's been quite a while since it's all been exploratory. I've sort of been going past all those things that keep talking. Wake. And tons of that going on.
That's
now.
fucking creepy as fuck. Still,
it is quite creepy actually. It's cool though.
I mean, at no point and everything on.
Yeah, I play with headphones. Yeah, mostly headphones. I haven't. Don't think I've had too many jump scares.
Well, when it goes wake and it literally flashes something in your face, you've never gone.
Yeah, there's the odd one. There's the odd one that's made me jump. Yeah, whatever. But I don't find it scary. I mean,
every fucking time that makes me jump.
But yeah, it's pretty good. You know, again, I sort of do watch it and appreciate the production value, and it's really good. But yeah, I need to get motoring on it. I think I don't really have the energy for it during the week. I'm just a bit too spent. But tomorrow, the mornings, I think my Alan Wake time is Saturday and Sunday mornings. That
feels like the wrong time of day. It should be like
I don't know.
Evenings when it's dark out and you can turn all the lights down low.
No, I don't know. Get too tired by that point. You need to sleep.
Anyway.
Hey ho.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But anyway, I'll continue on that because as far as I can tell, I'm still bloody miles away from anywhere near finishing it.
I felt like for a long time, it felt like I had a shitloads to do, and then just towards the end, it was just raced away at the end. Like got through loads of it really quick.
I'd like to get through this bit and get to a new chapter if I can, as quickly as possible. I'm a bit bored of Alan Wake now.
Where are you? Are you walking around? Not New York.
I'm in New York. Yeah. In the subways, I think. Or have I gone back up to the surface? I can't remember.
Yeah. You've been flicking on lights and shit.
Yeah, I'm doing all that light moving. Oh, that's where I was down in the catacombs of somewhere in the subway, flicking lights back and forth and trying to get past subway cars. And I've had a couple of deaths. There was a couple of points that I got overwhelmed. But I'm also being quite careful, right? You know, like turning off my flashlight and not bothering all the Wake guys. The woke Wake Brigade or whoever they are.
The Wake Brigade. Yeah.
So anyway, I'll continue playing that. Alan Wake 2.
Righto.
All right.
Is that just that
Dave's
one?
got one and you've got one.
I've got one. I'll talk about mine.
Okay.
Is yours a good one?
I think
Oh,
it's
wait
good.
a second. Have you played this before?
Yes, I have played this before. Well remembered.
Yeah, I do remember this now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
So-
really remember too much about it, but
No, it's a Dave game.
Right.
It's basically. Does anybody remember Game Dev Story?
yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Was that
before.
not one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even. What?
So it's a game.
This looks
that
like they all look
you're-
the fucking same. These games, Dave. Honestly.
Yeah. So you're in control of a software developer, and you control all aspects of what you're developing, including like your own software, other people's software, the offices that they're there, the employees that you have, the contracts that they're on, the types of work they do. It's a very complicated sim management game. And yeah, I don't know. I saw this. I think it's been installed. It's not a massive game, but I noticed I had quite a big update the other day. So I was like, oh, I'll have a quick look. Started playing it, and I cannot put it down. It's just like,
Oh yeah,
it's just like fuck
nice.
that. Like, and I know it hooked me before, and I specifically put it down because it was, yeah, fucking ridiculous.
Is this a
Are you?
3 or 4 o'clock in the morning job? Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
Dave, what are we gonna do with you?
Ugh.
Do you feel annoyed with yourself when it's 3 or 4 in the morning and you realize what you've done?
Yeah. Yep.
Would you say that you are filling a hole with this game rather than playing it because you really like it?
I, I,
Filling a
don't-
hole?
I don't know. I'm just.
Would you not have enough of your own pot plants in your house? I'm just like the guy at the video at the moment is literally placing pot
Yeah,
plants in his
he's putting
office.
plants up and yeah.
There's a bonsai tree.
No,
there's
I'm sorry,
pictures
I
on
don't
the
know.
wall.
I'm just trying to make. Do you know what I mean? Though it's just
I
like this
think
is this
I
is this is a headspace that you get into. It's not so much that you're going. I really want to play. Did you wake up and go? I want to play Software Inc. because it's this and this, or
It,
is it you envelop yourself into it and it's like a warm, cozy blanket
it's
where
the
you
it's
just.
the just like it's just the one more thing. I'll just do this. I'll I'll just complete this bit. I'll there's no natural stopping point. And I think that's what's killing me, is that I can't just release a piece of software because then you've got to support it,
Then
you've
you
got
have to
to do
update
the
it.
updates, you've got to port it to new.
Oh shit! We
new
found this
operating
massive
systems.
bug that we didn't fucking playtest for.
Yeah, and like or like it's a massively more popular than you realize, and you've got to actually get a support team online to take the support calls, and then you've got to do an update cycle. You've got to fix all the bugs. You've got to upgrade it to the latest tech. It's
Right, you've
there's
obviously progressed beyond cassettes.
yeah, yeah.
It says
Yeah.
you start in the 80s, is it?
You start in the 80s, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So,
No, I'm just coming from a point of love here, Dave, and concern for you. These three, I don't like hearing as much as it is funny. I don't think 3 or 4 in the morning gaming sessions are healthy for anyone.
yeah, it's tempering off now, so which is fine.
It's back. What are you talking about? You were off the 3 in the mornings for a while. We hadn't heard about them for ages. They're back, baby.
So what have I done? I've probably done like 25 hours in the.
You're not playing it now, are you?
No, definitely not. In about 5 days, I was in like 25 hours. Yeah.
That's not that bad.
It's bad enough when you.
It depends if you've done that in the last
family
week. In the
and a
last 2
job.
days. The last 2 days you've done 25 hours. That's probably bad.
See, I don't question Neil when Neil plays till 2 or 3 in the morning, probably because I'm playing with him, but I know he does.
Yeah.
He does funky
You're like,
hours and has.
You don't need to go to bed yet.
No, just one more game. He has funky hours and does different sort of.
I don't
Odd
live normal.
days.
I don't live like a grown-up life.
He's more normal than it
I'm
used
still
to
on
be.
student hours.
But yeah, I know you got to get. What time do you get up in the morning?
6:30. Yeah.
That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt.
I had to get up at
you get
7
used to
o'clock
it, and
a couple of days this week when I'd been up late, but the good thing for me was I could just go straight back to bed after about 8:30.
You're a functioning gameaholic, Dave.
yeah, Yeah, and then I'll have like a day or two of just like massive sleeps.
You
So
catch up. Yeah, you have to.
yeah.
Right?
You can't catch up on sleep.
There's no such thing as catching up, but there's such a thing as
There's I'm so
just
fucked. I'm just gonna sleep.
yeah, yeah. The missus does look at me sometimes and goes, "You playing that game again?" And yeah, I was like,
You
"Yeah."
Steam Decking this.
No, it's all
Oh,
good.
see, if you were Steam Decking it and you were just sat watching, watching inverted
No,
commas,
don't even
something
fucking
with
get
the
me.
family,
No, no.
you know, it's just family
No.
time, and I'm just like,
I can do that on some games. On this one, I'm too invested. Yeah. So yeah, Software Inc. It's crack for your
I
brain.
saw friend of the show previously mentioned this episode. John Ezzy may have wish listed this game earlier today, I believe. When
Oh, yeah?
I was looking at my Steam activity. I was like, oh, what's this? Software Week? That sounds
How's he going to
familiar.
fit that in?
I
How's he
don't
going to
know.
sneak that in
It's not
between
just
Hun?
like exactly from considering the question you asked earlier. I don't
All
know.
right. Okay. Well, that's Software Inc. I guess we'll be hearing about that again, either next
Maybe.
week or in another year.
Yeah.
All right. So Neil, you got your last one there?
Yeah, so I started the new. I was a bit like I just played loads of Hunt this week, a lot really, quite a lot of Hunt Showdown. It's the last week of the thing, isn't it? So got to get in the hours and that. But I did start. I was like, I feel like after finishing Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, I fancied carrying on the puzzle game vibe. So I started finally after buying it. Fuck knows how long ago. Return of the Obra Dinn, which is very highly rated.
Yeah, that's on my
Lucas
wish list
Pope,
too.
isn't it? Who did the Papers, Please? Did this game?
Oh, that's this connection, was it?
That's it's like right up there in indie game like lore, I guess.
I got a code for Papers, Please from Lucas Pope.
From
I asked
Lucas
him
Pope.
directly.
Nice. He's a good lad, is he?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've literally played about half an hour to an hour, obviously, of this game. So, the Return of the Obra Dinn. I don't know. Where do you start? It looks old to start with. It's sort of monochromatic visuals, but you can change the hue of the monochrome. You can pretend it's being played on a Dragon 32 or something, or you can choose like there's a Commodore 1084, which looks like you're playing it in blue, like a Commodore 64, like the start screen of Commodore 64. I can't remember. It's like an Apple II or whatever. There's loads of different old computers that give like a visual style, changes the colours basically.
Right.
So, but generally, it's like a sort of weird green and cream is the sort of default colour. And you are, well, this boat, the Obra Dinn, goes off to sail around the world, whatever. It's a trading vessel, goes off to supposedly, I think, like, supposed to go, leave England, Portsmouth or whatever, go down through the Atlantic, underneath the Cape of South Africa and all that, and around to, like, the colonies, I guess, out in India or what have you. But it disappears or whatever, and then at some point in time it returns, it appears back in Portsmouth, and you are an insurance investigator. You play as, and you basically have to go onto the Obra Dinn and find out what the fuck happened on the Obra Dinn. So the sort of tutorial is you get on a rowboat with some guy who's rowboats you to the Obra Dinn from the port, and there's a little bit of spoken dialogue and stuff like that. And you basically hop up onto the deck of the Obra Dinn. You've brought a case with you, and you get onto the Obra Dinn, and there's nothing happening. There's no one there, no sign of anything. And then the old boy on the boat pipes up, "This case is too heavy to get up on the deck. You need to come and get your stuff." So you have to go back down the ladder, get back on the boat, and instead of hoofing the big, too heavy case, you take out a stopwatch, and a book, basically. I think it's a book, like a logbook type of thing. So what you do is then you get back up, and then the game kind of starts. It's like you see the remains of a person on the floor, and you go over to it, and you whip out your stopwatch, and then it goes and shows you like a cutscene of what happened to leave this dead body.
Right.
And then you have to, throughout the game, basically identify all the members of the crew, of which there are like
this is going to
50
be
odd.
right up your alley.
Yeah,
filling in the blanks.
Filling in the blanks of all, like, it gives you a roster of all the crew, and then there's like a picture of loads of the crew with is something happening. There's people shooting some guy on a rope in one of the pictures, and then like you have to identify the characters as you go further and further. You progress through the game, you gradually unlock more and more dead bodies, I guess, and then you see the scenes play out, and you have to identify who is the murderer, who is the victim, what happened, who killed them, what they killed them with, and all that sort of stuff. But literally done. I haven't finished a scenario or anything yet, so it's literally very early on, and I'm like, oh, it's got a lot. It's overwhelmingly positive on Steam and all that. But I'm like, this could be another notepad and pen job.
Right.
But I ain't drawing pictures. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, your book plays. There's like chapters and chapters and chapters to fill out in the book of what happened. And
This doesn't sound dissimilar to the other game that you played.
Golden Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is like, you're not
fine.
picking out words this time. You've got to, like I say, you've got to match the victim. You've got to name the victims, name the perpetrators of crimes, and Cluedo style, the weapon that killed someone and stuff like that. And
Right.
I assume there may be more stuff to do the further you get into the game. I'm very early on. So, we'll see. But so far, intriguing, and yeah, could be a big time sink. But we'll see. I will try and get some more played this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's going to be my cup of tea or not. I do have it on my wish list, but I'm not sure. I have to wait, and I want to hear more from you.
Yeah, well, like I say, we'll see. Next week I might have more to tell you.
All right. Okay, well, as far as I can tell then, that is everything that we have on our lists. Unless anybody has anything to add. No, that's good, because my tummy is rumbling and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
It's not my tummy that's rumbling. Something else is needing attention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Been drinking fluids.
All right. Okay. Well, without further ado, then let's call that a show. No need to hang about. Do we want to do an outro? Dave, do you want to do an outro?
Do a quick one.
Just drag it out a bit longer.
So Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions, get involved, please contact us at sealpodcast.com. We have an email address, sealpodcast@gmail.com, which has links to our Discord server, which is on Twitter, Blue Sky, Acast, YouTube, all the good places. Neil, do a quick shout out for Twitch.
Andy, Paul, and James. Thank you for joining and chatting.
Lovely. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Good to hear. Good to hear from you, even though you've heard from us, really, I guess. But anyway,
good to have the input from John and Paul and James.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well.
Perfect. Yeah, great stuff. All right. Yeah, thanks very much. Go check out Paul's Paul of Shame podcast as well. Until next time, catch you later.
Ta-da!
Cheers, guys. Bye.